Hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Rent and chill, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, how's it going, Kaiser in the chat? How you doing? He says, but dead man, healthy at any size. That's because one thing we're talking about here in this rent and chill is fatties. Fatties and how they're trying to push once again, that you can be healthy at any size. That includes being a 300-pound, extremely super obese land well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that's true, you are delusional. There's no saving you. Obviously, if you're 300 pounds, pushing 400 pounds, you are obese. And there's nothing healthy about that. If you're so fat to where when you sweat grease, it's about time to lose weight, about time to go on a water and salad diet. Okay? That's not me speaking it. Your doctor will say the same thing. Maybe in nicer terms, nicer words. But hey, if you need a special scale to weigh yourself, if a normal Walmart scale can't do it because it strains and breaks to your size, if you need an industrial type of scale, the ones that you use for zoo animals, the ones they use for elephants and hippos at the zoo, then yeah, maybe you need to eat some salads, drink some water, cut out the cheeseburgers and the pizza, the candy bars and the ho-hos and the ding-dongs and all that. Oh, but you're so mean. It's so mean. It's shaming. It's mean. It's bullying. Look, I get it. Shaming and bullying can go too far at times, but we can all agree that shame has a purpose in that, hey, it reminds people that's not good for you, man. You're not getting it. I don't know what happened in your life, whether your mom failed you or your dad failed you, but maybe the teachers at your school failed you. Maybe they all hugged you. Maybe they made a hug box for you, and I don't know. Maybe they neglected you, and you resorted to eating yourself for comfort. Someone in your life should have said, "Hey, you need to cut the eating. You need to cut it out. You're grazing on chips. You're grazing on bags of chips like cows graze on grass. You're just tearing through it. Okay, you're not doing yourself any favors here." I mean, come on, man. You can't just say it's healthy. You can't have people believe in that delusion. It's a fucking lie. You know what I mean for saying it? I mean, I'm just a big old meanie. Guys, you know it. I could be a very nice guy. I'm also a lover. If there was a large fat woman that I was talking to right now, would I use these terms, this tone? No, I'd probably say it in a nice way. In a very nice way. Honey, hey, sweetie, hey, sugar tits, hey, pumpkin, hey, term of endearment, you, need to lose some weight. We'll get into that some more, okay? We'll table that for a little bit. What I want to get into here on Rant and Chill, there was also USS Liberty and also what's going on today on January 6th. I guess we'll start with that, January 6th. What is January 6th? Well, for most people, they don't even know what that is. No, I don't even really understand what that is other than it's when Congress solidifies the electoral votes, right? It's when they come in. But it's like, because normally on the outsider of politics is like, wait, didn't that already happen? I was asking friends and my wife about it. They're like, didn't that already happen? It's like, not really, man. But today is a day that's supposed to be important, significant. January 6th. It's only really important and significant if you are really way too invested into politics. That's how you know you are too invested in politics. Maybe you're so invested because it's your grift, it's your platform, it's the way you make your bread and butter. I get it. Look, I saw the stream last night. I saw all the Trump supporters come out, and on top of the Trump supporters, I saw the big names. I don't know their names exactly, but you know who they are. They have like an established brand or whatever. They're definitely making pretty good money, grifting on the Trump MAGA thing. Maybe they believe it, maybe they don't. I don't know. But this is their moment to cash in, right? Let's face it, it's over. It's over. I mean, come on, guys. We can face it, right? It's over. There's no magic Pence moment. Pence isn't gonna come out and stop the electoral votes. That's not what's gonna happen. No, there's no Hail Mary. It's done. It's gone. Any Trump supporter that's all like, Trump still has a chance, dude, like, you're coping now. And this is coming from someone who has family that are Trump supporters. Hell, I voted for the guy. Why, Mr. Denman, why did you vote for the guy? Are you racist? No. You like how he grabs women by the pussy? He was talking about gold diggers, and gold diggers are like that. You show me a gold digger that's not like that. Okay. I wanted him to drain the swamp. That's what he talked about. I wanted to see what happened when you get someone who's on the outside in. There was a chance. But the moment he got in there, he surrounded himself with establishment crap. Bunch of shit. So, yeah, I was not impressed. Some things were nice. The tax cut was nice. Got a little bump in her paycheck. Just about everybody did. Hey, if you're employed in the States, you probably notice slightly less taxes being taken out of your check. Not so bad. Oh, shit. But what I'm saying here is, look, where it's coming from. Understand this. It's time to give up. Don't be coping. No cope. There's no magic Hail Mary. Trump does not have a chance. But that's what January 6th is about. It's that significant. Oh, there's going to be a bunch of Trump supporters. Proud Boys are going to be there. The chair of Proud Boy was arrested for being a white supremacist, even though he's a black man. Yeah. Figure that one out. Figure that one out. But you know what's cool though? Like, I was watching the streams last night. I mean, there's lots of black dudes out there that are proud Trump supporters and MAGA supporters, and it's cool watching them get into it with the ones that are obviously BLM or Antifa types, are just kind of like, you know. Last night was it wasn't no real heated moment. There was a moment where the police maced Trump supporters, which was a weird turn of events because during the summer we saw police mace BLM and Antifa, but now it's Trump supporters that are being maced. So, and they're all like bootlickers. A lot of them are. Hey, I get it. Blue Lives Matter. You tell me how your interaction is when you get pulled over by a cop. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. They are instructed to follow orders. It doesn't mean they're going to be your friend to the end. Okay. And that's what they're finding out here. That's what they're finding out. Blue Lives Matter until they have to until they follow orders they don't agree with. Oh, oath breaker! You're following the mayor's orders. You're not following the Constitution. We're in the Constitution to say you got to get a ticket when you speed, right? Hell, the Constitution says I can have guns, but apparently police can take them away too. So, oath breaking's been going on for a while. Okay, this shit. Oath breaker. Yeah, I get you. But I think you had to have been aware of that at the same time you were saying, hey, Blue Lives Matter, huh? Look, that was interesting. So seeing the police mace them. That was interesting stuff. See what happens with that. But it's January 6th. Hell, even Apple, even Google knows that it's serious. When you try to get a trip to Washington, try to find directions how to drive to Washington. No lie, no joke. Apparently, the app doesn't work. It doesn't show you how to get there. They're trying to prevent more people from getting up there. You're looking like a Sith. Give up. You need to give up. Just give up. Hey, is it okay for me and Kaiser to call in? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me go into Discord. Let me, am I in the voice chat? Probably not. Oh, okay. Also, let me get on subject here. We got to talk about USS Liberty. Come on now. That's the title of this episode. USS Liberty and Fatties. All right. So let me start with the USS Liberty thing. I learned about this the other day. I wasn't aware of it. Oh my God. It's crazy. So, okay. June 8, 1967. You have the USS Liberty, which is a AGTR 5. I'm not exactly sure what that means. But it was savagely attacked, without warning or justification by air and naval forces of the state of Israel. We're talking about a crew of 294 officers, men, including 3 civilians. And the ship suffered 34 killed in action and 173 wounded.
You never learn, do you?
I never learn, huh? Learn what?
Stop talking about it.
No, I'm not going to stop talking about it. We got to talk about the truth. Look, I understand some people when they talk.
So long ago, who cares?
I understand when some people talk about stuff related to Israel. They think it's a pathway to lead to other stuff. Hey, you know me. I'm not a white nationalist. I don't support that stuff at all. But we got to be able to question Israel. We got to be able to question what they do. This right here, I'm on board with this. And I tell you, when you read into it, it makes so much sense that this was deliberate. This was totally deliberate. In fact, there's communications between the pilots and IDF that show that, hey, even the pilots were like, hey, we see an American flag on this ship. We see an American flag here. Are you sure you want us to attack this? And they were told to attack anyway. Amazing, huh?
Well, you can open the link I sent. Scroll to 1003.
And Kaiser, are you able to talk? Yeah, you should be able to.
That's from the horse's mouth. So
It's from the horse's mouth. Oh, play the link you sent. All right, I'll play the link. Is it related to USS Liberty?
this is the documentary on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's a documentary.
Just don't mind the Al Jazeera. I know they're Qatari propaganda a lot of the times, but this time they did a good job.
They did a good job. Okay, now if I play, it's gonna be like copyrighted stuff like that. Maybe we'll play a little bit of it. All right, let's see. Yeah, the time. Oh.
Early June 1967. The six-day war in the Middle East between Israel, Egypt,
I'll put it on the
Jordan,
screen too.
and Syria is underway. A spy ship, very lightly armed, but bristling with antennae, steams into the Mediterranean to eavesdrop on the conflict. It is patrolling in international waters.
See, look how they framed
off
that.
the Egyptian coast. At
Oh, the ship there was to spy. That's the reason why they targeted. It was to spy, huh? I mean, it was just patrolling the area.
No, it was actually a spy ship. It wasn't supposed to be there.
Okay, so that's why they just attacked it.
International waters, anyone can be there.
Yeah, international waters. It could be there.
No, they just thought that this is a good moment to strike, to drag USA into the war with Egypt.
Yeah, and see, we'll get into that too. Because, you know, apparently, around this time, Israel was really trying to get us to help them with their military efforts, and we were not doing it. We repeatedly rejected Israel's request for military aid and approval for an Israeli preemptive attack on Egypt, because we were bogged down in Vietnam, and we had a lot of opposition with that war. We didn't want to get brought into another front, and rather get involved militarily. We tried to pursue diplomatic solutions, I guess, and maybe Israel didn't like that so much.
Also, yeah, someone in chat says that they can trust Al Jazeera. Yeah, I know. It's just that the few moments there you have the witnesses themselves. So don't trust what Al Jazeera says.
Okay, just
That's
go to the
why
part
I said,
where the witnesses talk.
Yeah, 10:03.
10:03.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me go 10:03. 10:03. All right, here we go. This part I'll put on the screen here too for you guys watching. There's also a podcast form of this too, so if you're listening, well, you're not missing on much visual aid. All right, that photo on the screen there, that's what we're gonna talk about later. Look at that land well. Look at that land well. That's so mean, Mr. Deadman. You gotta be nicer. Do you really gotta be nicer? That's how you enable people.
And it circled the ship kind of in a broad circle and headed back towards Israel.
Israeli planes then
Okay, let me back up a little bit, because this is what I was reading too. So the people that were actually on the ship start talking, okay? That's where this is important.
Yes.
Let me back up.
local conflict did not become a world war, with the USA backing Israel and Russia siding with the Arab cause.
I was assigned as a Russian linguist aboard the ship. I'm Bryce Lockwood, United States Marine Corps, retired. The Israelis. Our primary purpose was to intercept communications of the Russian spy aircraft as it were at Alexandria, Egypt, and that was our job, was to find them. We were not targeted against the Israelis.
Life was very relaxing. One of the nice things about the Liberty is we had air conditioning because we had communications equipment, so we were cool in the hot days. It was a very laid-back, very clean ship.
Think about that. You're on this nice ship. It has AC on it. You think, oh, this is going to be an easy mission. Nothing bad is going to happen, right?
It was spotless. The morale was pretty high. I mean, very high.
By the time the Liberty arrived off the coast of Egypt on the 8th of June, the war had just 2 days left to run. Israel had seized the old city of Jerusalem, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. Jordanian forces were beaten, and Egypt was conceding defeat. Only Syria held out.
The airwaves were dead. The only voices we did get were those of Israeli or Hebrew was what we were hearing. My name is Bob Wilson. I worked for NSA on June the 8th, 19...
You know what's interesting, too, about the attack, from what I read, is that not only did they attack what it was one fighter jet, but after the fighter jet, I guess, emptied all of its machine gun ammo, whatever they use, it went back, and then more fighter jets came afterwards. That time with like missiles or bombs and like napalm and all that.
Yeah,
so,
and also torpedo boats.
Yeah, torpedo boats. So it was like you can't say that was an accident. An accident's like we know what accidents are. They happen in Vietnam where like some asshat, some Air Force asshat, and accidentally napalms U.S. troops. That happens. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to drop the napalm right there, man. I couldn't tell. That's an accident. Attacking someone, then going back for reinforcements and to supply for ammo to attack again. That's not an accident, man. You can't say that's an accident.
Also, they shot at the life raft, so...
Yeah, they shot up the life rafts, and they cut out the communication. And apparently, when USS Liberty did try to reach out to, what was the Sixth Fleet? What were they called? For help, they
were too far.
They said that, yeah, they said they were too far. Actually, there was what they say, according to, this site here, USS Liberty Veterans.org. Is it true? Let's see. The recall of 2 flights of rescue aircraft that had been launched from 6th Fleet aircraft carriers. Oh, because it's too far. So you just have to
also
listen.
About the jamming. Do you know about the jamming?
Mm-hmm.
The only way you can jam is if you know the frequencies. And the only way you know the frequencies is, these were ally frequencies. Only U.S. allies knew about them. So
deliberate.
So yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We'll play some more of this Bob Wilson guy's say.
1967, when what we were trying to monitor find something coming from the direction of Egypt. There just was nothing. They owned the skies and the ground and everything. I don't think there was anything moving at that time that they didn't know about.
I was listening to the chatter the night before. They knew it was an American ship that came into the area.
Oh, they knew it was an American ship.
5:15 a.m., first light.
They knew it was an American ship. Look at that.
The ship's log recorded an Israeli photo reconnaissance plane flying over the Liberty.
It was easily identifiable as a Nor-Atlas aircraft, and those are photo reconnaissance aircraft.
Israeli records obtained by Al Jazeera show that their reconnaissance plane reported the Liberty as an American spy ship, hull number GTR-5.
Well, I was on the bridge. I'm John Scott. I was the damage control officer. And it circled the ship kind of in a broad circle.
Hopefully they don't get a copyright strike for this.
Back towards Israel.
We'll see what happens. We should be
Israeli
fine.
planes then continued to fly over the Liberty all morning.
I'll pause it just briefly and ask what you guys' thoughts about this are.
Also, I forgot to mention that LBJ was the one that called the fleet off. The excuse later was that they were too far.
LBJ did. See, yeah.
Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah. There's some people who think that he was the one who, I don't know if this is true or not. It's a theory. Do you think he had anything to do with why the Israelis attacked the ship?
I don't know anything directly, but he did cover up. He told the media to shut the fuck up. And anyone involved had to sign an NDA.
Well, there was no Egyptian planes in the sky because I think prior, the IDF Air Force had totally destroyed the Egyptian Air Force. They had no planes to send up. So the fact that they would try and strafe an American ship and pass it off on the Egyptians is just silly. Plus, even if they were successful, there would still be witnesses seeing the Mirage 3 and the Mystera fighters, which Egypt and the Arab forces don't have.
Yeah, Kaiser knows his planes.
He does. Okay. So you think it was a way for
also-
LBJ to get us into the war? Like, hey, like,
Well, LBJ was a hardcore Zionist. So.
Mm.
I mean, JFK was the one that busted Israel's balls, with the whole nuclear program inspection. They actually
Right,
sent
and you can't do that. That's why he got
into Israel.
assassinated.
The inspectors went to Israel, and apparently there was a fake wall, so fake that the inspectors were like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" Because they didn't allow actual access to the program. And apparently there was, I can't remember the guy's name, but he said that we'll take care of the JFK problem.
Well, that's what they do. Look at that, man. Like these cunning little plans and operations for bullshit reasons. Like, what is this? Like, why? Oh. Anyway.
I mean, it's not the only reason JFK got the bullet. Just like modern day wars in the Middle East, they benefit a lot of evil people. But back then it was, JFK, you remember he said that he wanted to smash the CIA and the FBI and other
right
organizations into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, he was pissing off a lot of people. There's big business or lots of money in war. Lots of those agencies, they want to keep that.
Yeah,
shit. Okay. Let's play some more of this.
And they would do half-moon passes over us, and we saw that they were Israeli.
They were slowly lumbering over our ship, and we were waving at them. They were waving at us.
They were sophisticated, almost as sophisticated as...
Wow, they were waving back. Oh, hi, guys. Hi, how you doing? Hi.
Hello, Goy.
we were as far as surveillance and technology. They had everything. We supplied them with all the technology. To this day.
And I felt that we were in...
We still do, don't we? We supply them with weapons.
Yeah.
And
we talked about Kaiser, about the Shermans.
The COVID relief bill, a lot of money is going to Israel for more weapons. So.
Yep.
Great.
Well, and all that money going to Pakistan is also going to their ISI and terrorist groups too.
Right. It's
also
not going.
The money that goes to Israel now lasts to 2028. So.
Right. It's not going. The money that's going to Pakistan is not going to a gender equality, whatever women's group. It's going.
Yeah, but I think people are misfocusing on Pakistan. That amount that went to Pakistan is so small.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's hush money.
It's just symbolic. It's symbolic.
But the thing that I find interesting about this whole USS Liberty thing is like, nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Don't ask questions. No need for questions.
Charlie Kirk calls this anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. So.
Right. They'll shut it down because if you start asking questions, be like, oh, you are anti-Semitic. Don't do that. I say, dude, kill it with the fucking labels. Like, if people have there's a good reason to ask questions for this because there's so much bullshit to this whole thing. People are asking questions because they want answers. Don't just give them a label. Don't deflect with that. Oh, it's anti-Semitic.
I know you guys hate Fuentes, but Groypers went to the TPUSA rally and asked about liberty, and Charlie Kirk literally went, "That's an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Israel is our greatest ally." Next question.
Right. Yeah, it's not an anti-Semitic because what they're trying to say is you questioning that means you hate Jews entirely, whatever. But it's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, why are we covering up that? Why are we just letting that go, man? Why are we like?
Well, there was even a veteran was one of the in TPUSA events, and even he got called anti-Semitic.
Right.
Like an old dude.
It's deflection, man. They apply. That's a whole other stream we can do later on, maybe next week. Is the whole thing how these labels are used to pretty much move the conversation, deflect, gaslight, and just make it to where there's no purpose in even talking to you or other people are entertaining certain questions because it's like, oh, we don't need to because we labeled you a bad person. We labeled that whole question a bad thing, whatever. No, it's like, it's bullshit. When people evade questions instead of actually answering the question, but they give a bunch of labels or the deflect or the gaslight. What is that? Those are tactics. Those are maneuvers that people engage in to try to avoid answering the question. Just answer the fucking question. That's it.
We were in great shape because
people also say that you're obsessed.
Go ahead.
That people also say that you're obsessed with liberty. I mean, the liberty is like a symbolic attack. I spoke with Kaiser about this, that the numbers, the casualties actually, it's, I mean, come on, it's pretty low compared to other casualties in war. But it's a symbolic attack.
Okay, there's
He's really in charge,
Okay.
Imagine if Syria attacked.
Yeah, it's a symbolic attack. I mean, if anybody else did that, there would be a problem, right? I mean, if Iran did that, there would be a problem. We would be doing
I
something.
think Iran would be glass now.
Yeah.
If that happened.
But for some reason, we're like, oh, we'll just let that slide. We'll let that slide.
Shoot, we have a submarine and a missile cruiser in that Gulf now.
That's right. All right, play some more of this.
This was any other country.
Friends, we felt safe. Actually, it was a secure feeling to see them.
There was one other thing which made the crew feel safe.
We had an American flag flying the standard, and then we put up the holiday colors, which is a huge American flag. And it was a bright sunny day with the wind blowing. I don't know if
Nice, bright sunny day. You can't miss that flag. Everyone knows the American flag, and they got the massive one.
5
Okay.
or 10 knots, the flag was unfurled. You could see it for miles.
Meanwhile, Israeli military jets were on their way. On the real-time audio tape, obtained by Al Jazeera, at 1:53 p.m., the pilots asked their base control about the ship.
It is an American. How do you mean an American? What do you say? No comment.
The USS Liberty was the
Can
only
you pause
ship
it?
of any size.
Paused.
Yeah, this audio, by the way, this was pretty recent. Like up until this point, it was, this is not true. This is all conspiracy. But then those got leaked. So
Yeah, I think the audio might be part of what the article I was reading too, where the back and forth of the. But yeah, we'll play it. Let's see.
Size in the area. The American Sixth Fleet, including 2 aircraft carriers, was 500 miles away.
Oh, it was a great day. Hello, I'm Jim Smith. I was a damage controlman in engineering. I mean, I'm 20 years old at the time. I come from a small town, used to throw hay bales in the summertime for $1 an hour. Sun was shining, blue sky, clouds, nice, people sunbathing on the deck. We had lunch, and 5 minutes later, maybe, here came the jets, and nobody really knew what was happening until they started firing at us.
The captain said to me, alert the forward gun mounts, we're under attack. And I tried to raise the 2 sailors in the forward gun mounts. I looked out and they were blown to pieces by the rocket.
When the attack started and we realized that we needed help,
Wow, they went for the machine guns first. They went for the gun placements first. Very tactical. Oh, just waving high as they were waving back and forth. They're like, we're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that. We're gonna take that.
can you
gun out."
imagine the thoughts of the crewmen? Like
Yeah.
your greatest allies up there. Hello.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck, man?
The shock.
What are you doing? I mean, what? Like I said before, guys, they try to. The official narrative is that this is an accident. This was not intentional. This was an accident.
And I think the reason they went for it is because officially that ship didn't exist. Like it wasn't there. So it was like an opportunity they couldn't miss.
Right.
So how do you acknowledge the existence of a spy ship?
Right.
So if it had sank, I mean, who's to know? It was the Egyptians,
What is that sound out there? What is that? What's going on? I'm going to shut up. It's not garbage day. There's like this large. I think they're gassing the area. No. I'm just messing. No, but they try to say, "Oh, this is just an accident." What is accidental about this? They planned it. They had a spy plane or reconnaissance plane like check them out, and then they're waving back and forth, and then next thing you know, they're being attacked. Like, what's an accident about that? How's that accidental? An accident's like when you're playing Halo and or Command and Conquer, Call of Duty. You throw a grenade because you have a bad throw. You hit a teammate. An accident's were like friendly fire by accident. Like someone got in front of you, whatever. An accident's not like, oh yeah, we see that target, we're gonna deliberately target that target. That's not an accident, man. No.
It's pure coincidence.
Oops, there goes your life rafts. Oops, there goes your main computer.
Just a coincidence.
Weren't the Israelis the most moral army in the world? What happened?
Right? Let's ask about the kid.
Tout that their fighter pilots are like the greatest in the world and make no mistakes.
Right? You know what? Maybe a future one should be on the Gaza, about the Gaza Strip and all that. That would be interesting. All right, anyway, let's play some more. Let's see what these guys have to say. Because I'm liking this. It's pissing me off, but I like it.
We tried to communicate with the Sixth Fleet.
They were jamming both our distress frequencies and our tactical frequencies. The tactical frequencies is all right, but the international distress frequencies is a violation of international law to jam them, and the Israelis were jamming them.
And we could not get a signal across. Here's the question I have to ask. Who would know the frequencies other than an ally? And who was the ally in the war? It wasn't Egypt. It was Israel. They would know, and only they would know in this conflict, what our frequencies would be.
Now cut off from the outside world, the crew on the Liberty was defenseless.
We had 450 caliber machine guns on board that were basically there to repel any boarders that might come by, a pirate situation. Certainly weren't designed to bring down jet aircraft that were hammering at us.
But you can't shoot a jet going 600 miles an hour with a 50 caliber machine gun. It doesn't work.
It was just a surreal scene.
Can't in video games.
People who had been standing there earlier joking and laughing were now dead, dying, and with the walking dead and wounded. It was just unreal.
Gasoline barrels stored on the deck of the ship burst into flames. The crew rushed to try to put out the fires.
I was watching the aircraft as they circled around, and when they got to coming back towards the ship, I just holler at him down. They'd fire and circle back around. We'd jump back up and keep fighting fire. The rocket noise is horrendous. When a rocket explodes, you can't escape a rocket. I don't care where you go.
Yeah, especially on a ship, you're going to feel it. Even if you were away from it, you're going to feel it hit. Man. Wow, and from what I understand, the jets were not marked, but the ship was, or the submarine was. Is that right? You guys still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. I don't know about that.
Because I heard that the jets were not marked.
Possible. I mean, if they were not marked, that means they had this planned out all along, which is highly likely. So they just came under the guise of, maybe they're Israelis. Who else has that tech in the area?
Right. All right, play it again.
What the crew didn't know was that at 2:03, the Israeli pilots were ordered to use a new, much deadlier weapon.
Uh-oh. What weapon? Does he... The pilot says, does he screw her or not? That's code for what's about to happen. Approach Tower says he goes down on her with low napalm. Oh.
The biggest problem, I guess, from that was the napalm, which they dropped from the airplane.
The napalm had burned, scorched almost the entire front part of the ship, the bridge area.
The whole top side of the ship had been set on fire, and it was all charred. It was no longer navy gray.
You have to stop the fires, to stop the flooding, to keep that ship afloat. That's your home. You got nowhere else to go. You can't pack up and go down the road because there is no down the road.
Up
Man,
above,
that's fucked up, man. Yeah, this is all an accident, a mistake. Ooh, friendly fire, it happens. Man, that's what there's historians that say there's nothing to see here, and that the question is anti-Semitic because it's all an accident, because it leads to the question of why and how, and that's a dangerous road. It's not a dangerous road. Ask the question, why? And it's not just, because they're Jews. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a real answer. Why did they do this? Were they working with LBJ, or were they pissed off at the U.S. for not helping them as much as they wanted? Were they retaliating, or were they trying to create a false flag to get U.S. involved even more?
100%.
Which one?
This was the proto 9/11. This was like the test. See how far they can go.
Probably, yeah.
And
the stars were aligned. So, also before you play the clip, I doubt you play it all. Can you guess what nation helped the Americans, the survivors?
Was it Israel?
No.
Was it Saudi?
No.
Jordanians or Egyptians?
Egyptians?
The thing I heard was the Soviets.
The Soviets. They helped us out.
There reportedly was survivors that got helped by a Soviet ship. That was one of the reasons the Israelis backed off, because there was a Soviet ship too close. So they were going to be the witnesses. So,
I'm
telling you.
Yeah,
weird.
The Soviets also have a bloody history with I don't want to say Jews as a people. Okay, that's what I'm saying. They have a bloody history of elite that happened to be Jewish that were just very bloodthirsty and doing things. They had to get rid of them because they were killing people. They're causing a whole lot of problems, and that's true. That's true.
Think about the recent attack. Remember the tanker, the Japanese tanker?
Yeah, Japanese tanker.
Obvious false flag.
Yeah, obviously false flag. Oh, and it was funny. Japan was not buying that stupid fucking narrative. Japan was like, no, there was a fucking missile that came out of the water. We saw the torpedo.
Yeah, who helped them? Who helped the sailors? It was the Iranians.
Iranians?
Why would you attack a ship and then help them?
Right.
And also, just before that, the Japanese had closed a trade deal with Iran for oil. So what the fuck?
Exactly. We were talking about that. I talked about that briefly on this channel. It was weird. I'll go from talking about video games to that, and it's like, what am I doing here? But that seems so long ago. That was last year.
Another thing to bring up too is you'd usually, like in military scenario, never use napalm against like naval targets. That's very rare.
I gotta say though, Liberty, the fact that it didn't sink right then and there, it's quite astonishing.
Well, it's good. It's made out of good steel. I mean, come on now. I don't know.
And by the way, the wreck, just like with the 9/11 planes, they were repaired and then decommissioned.
Right. Yeah.
No investigation.
Or it's like
no investigation, and that's the thing. Oh, go ahead, Kaiser.
Like all the 9/11 scrap metal from World Trade Center has all been like sold for scrap too. Can't find
China, I think.
Right. There's a $10,000.
Yeah.
What was it?
I know about that one.
It was a $10,000 challenge because they say that there was that Congress looked into it. Congress investigated this, but they didn't. The reason why
they did it officially.
But it's like after 10 official U.S. investigations, including 5 congressional investigations, there was never any evidence that the attack was made with knowledge that the target was a U.S. ship. I don't know how they concluded that. Really?
Well, it's kind of like the U.S. elections, right? Totally by the
Right.
book.
The LVA, which is the the Liberty Veterans Association, has disputed the truth of this statement for years. We know it is untrue. I mean, we know it's untrue just at face value, just listening to these stories here. There's no way you could have mistaken it. They knew exactly what was going on. They claim that the three... Oh. I need to take this call.
Mossad.
Well, here's another thing to consider. Like, why would Egypt send in Navy units without air superiority? That'd be dumb.
And Egypt, out of all the countries, like
Yeah.
US at its peak, fucking big dick energy, and they're like, "Yep, we want war." I mean, come on, nobody fucked with the USA. Well, except your greatest ally. Yeah, Deadman is getting the debriefing. Kind of like Alex Jones. Alex Jones, the 9/11 truther. Remember that? He used to talk about 9/11, like dancing Israelis and shit like that. And then one day, he self-admittedly, by the way, Alex Jones said that the Mossad visited him and gave him a
Back full of shekels.
well, he says that he saw the light. Now he knows the truth. I'm pretty sure they just told him, listen, you're famous, you're big, we can make you disappear. We'll suicide you. Stop talking about it. And then they gave them money.
They can
just
do
to
a
show
double
them.
gainer off this top bunk.
That was way back though, to late 2000s. And now I mean, Alex Jones literally said that China runs Hollywood. Solely just Chinese. The Chinese. Like, come on. Yep, they got him. That's it.
Maybe we should be looking outside with some binoculars on.
They actually called the call CDC at his house. Encased it. Yes, Corona. Have you seen that movie? Gwyneth Paltrow, the pandemic movie. There was like one movie where the family was infected and they like tented up the entire house. That's what I'm talking about.
Probably what they'll start doing here, they'll have a way to like airdrop on people's houses.
Also in the movie Rick, they boarded up the house and had like SWAT units outside because of a pandemic. Well, the possibility of a pandemic. Although in that movie, yeah, I get it. I get it. This fucking zombie virus. Then I would stay home too.
That's another thing too. There's a whole lot of radar stations that would have picked up like all the military plane traffic.
Well, during 9/11, wasn't like NORAD supposed to detect also? I'm telling you, this is like patient zero. They learn from this, and the idiots would believe it too. Oh well, the official story. Ben Shapiro just, brushes it aside. His basic like excuse is, oh well, it's a spy ship, so fuck it.
Well, actually, in the fog of war, anything happens.
You know the Talmud. I do only have one question for Zionists. Just move to Israel. Just do it. Just leave everyone else alone. But Ben Shapiro is like, oh, I'm gonna live here, be so comfortable, and then I'm gonna steer the U.S. politics towards Israel. Okay.
Make sure you open your big Western heart for those refugees and caravans. He's still not back. Uh-oh. I could be mistaken, but at that time, I think the IDF had a captured MiG-21 too.
Well, they have a whole history of fucked up shit, especially Mossad. You know, aren't car bombs like their entire thing?
Like putting a pressure charge on someone's bed. Or on their toilet.
I just find it funny every time there's like a assassination story about some, I don't know, nuclear scientist from the Middle East. It's always like, oh, Mossad immediately comes out, we didn't do it. It's not us.
But it was a car bombing. Right, so wait a minute. Iranian suicide bombed their own nuclear scientists. Yeah, because that makes sense.
You would have to be so dumb to believe it. Like, if this was a one-off incident, maybe. Or maybe if you were grew up being peddled this shit when you were a kid. But when you know the things that you know, kind of makes sense. Kind of expected. I don't even know anymore if you guys will run out of patience because the totally not happening demographic shift. So I doubt some Nicaraguan or Somalian cares about this. They have nothing to care about. All they see is like, I don't know, free Gibbs and oh, this is white American history. Who gives a shit?
Woohoo, free healthcare.
Also, I find it funny that, and I've mentioned this before, Alex Jones is like the face of the conspiracy theories, right? Globally. But he never talks about liberty. Like, never. It's pretty interesting.
This guy is supposed to be fearless. He's not afraid of the deep state or anyone.
Okay, I'm back. I had to take care of some stuff. I had to explain why I was talking about USS Liberty.
Shalom. Shalom, Goyim.
Yes, I had to say that. Look. I think the nation of Israel should exist as a whole. Okay, I just have a question about the things they do, and like if it was any other nation, we would escalate it to war. But because it's them, we don't. Because they're our best friends. They're our BFFs. I don't.
Yeah, but the boomer media. Have you noticed the boomer media always only talks about like Russian and Chinese spies?
Right.
What about this?
And watch the
Israeli
Chinese,
spy?
and I guarantee you, once Trump is out, which he's gonna be out, so this could be pretty soon. The Chinese spies are probably gonna hush about that. What if they do?
They're not gonna need spies because they already have their main man in the White House. So
Right? Mm-hmm.
As far as I've understood, the Israelis are actually even moving away right now from the US to China because they sense the collapse. They know it's coming.
Well, that's great. That's amazing. That's fucking great, man. Should do another. I
So-
plan on doing a stream, but I just need to get all of my stuff for that one. And the stream is about how I see a pattern here with China. Okay, I might be taking some crazy pills, but what China's doing, right? Being really testy with their military, kind of testing their land, trying to get more land, even creating artificial land, artificial islands. So expanding their military, having concentration camps. I don't know it, and having a surge of nationalism within their country. I don't know. I see the parallels between them and Nazi Germany. It's just I like the early stages of it.
I don't. I see US as America.
they're re-education centers.
I see the far left and the far right rising in US. I think China has it down for this century. It's too controlled.
Yeah.
Because like they said, they learned from the Soviets. That's from their own mouths. And there's constant military purges. Because every now and then some general has this idea of, maybe we shouldn't kill people, for organs. Maybe that's a bad idea. Demonic maybe. Hmm?
Well, for that stream, what I'm going to do is I don't really do this much, but have all my articles and everything planned, boom, boom, have them cited, boom, boom, in that stream. Just be like, hey, guys, I might sound kind of crazy. You guys might doubt me on this, but hey, read it for yourself. It's all there. It's all there. Boom. Anyway, kind of like what we're doing here with this USS Liberty. People say, oh, nothing to see here. But, I mean, if I tell you the story, and it's the facts, just even if you just take out the spy plane that they used to before they attacked. If you go, okay, well, they sent one fighter first, and the fighter ran out of its ammunition, went back to restock, and then came back with additional fighters. How's that an accident? How's that an accident? Huh? An accident's,
Maybe he had
I dropped
amnesia.
napalm.
Maybe he had the Joe Biden moment.
He just forgot. I mean, the American flag was waving. Like we talked about before. Everyone knows what the American flag is. Everyone knows.
Bad eyesight. Colorblind. I don't know.
Colorblind. He's a pilot.
Yeah. Yeah. Mute deaf guy.
Yeah. Israeli, they hired a disabled pilot, okay, as part of their diversity program.
Progressive.
Yes.
We prefer the term hand-capable, okay?
I mean, talking about progressive, Call of Duty had non-binary.
Yeah,
back in the
yeah.
70s and
Yeah,
80s.
see? Mm.
Now, just think about the boomer mindset and how they would excuse. They would even say like, "Oh, maybe the light was shining at such an angle, the flag was, in the
Yeah.
blinding."
I mean, but there's even communication, like the audio log, which Al Jazeera it hasn't really
Deepfake.
played at all. There's communication, in this article here. It's titled, "But sir, it's an American ship. Never mind, hit her." When Israeli attacked the USS Liberty, and there's communication back and forth. Apparently, when the pilot was talking to the IDF, Israel Defense, force. That's the
Well,
word.
clearly this is all a big deep fake. These were Egyptian voice actors.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I mean, think about the lengths you have to go to excuse this while we're supposed to believe this event from 75 years ago. You know the event.
Right.
That's all by the book, That's settled. mass population censuses, whatever. Who cares?
Mhm.
But this one, no.
I talked about that event briefly in Forbidden Topics, how you're not allowed to talk about it.
Mm.
Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying, hey, the number is completely exaggerated. People will say, well, what's the point of you talking about that? Because, hey, you got to be historically accurate. Let's be historically accurate here. What happened? Are we teaching history or are we teaching fairy tales? What are we teaching here?
And
Come
it
on.
would be one thing if the lying of the numbers was something like, I'm not gonna say any numbers right here, just to save you some trouble.
But
But
what's
let's
funny
say,
is about the lie of the numbers is that the lie of the numbers, like, Wikipedia can be changed by and edited by anybody. But it's like even the numbers in the Wikipedia article, Wikipedia page, isn't even the official number or what they're trying to put out, It's like,
well,
something seems a little
the
bit off.
historians don't even agree on this.
Right.
Like, the historians that disagree, they get ostracized, deplatformed, censored. They get completely just wiped off. But my point is that let's say you had a death somewhere with 50,000 people and they said, oh, this was 55,000. That's kind of a lie you can, understand. But when you get into the lies of, instead of 50,000, 100,000 died. No, 1 million died. No, actually it was 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
and then you use that.
Well,
to
what happens
browbeat
is
the
they
rumors.
accidentally put on additional zeros. It's just more zeros just come
totally.
on. It goes from 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 to 1,000,000. It just it's just oopsies. It's an
You have to
accident.
remember too that all the other victims that weren't technically of that group get buried under two. You never hear about any of the other groups that were targeted.
Yeah.
The Armenian genocide, Holodomor, Continuing Forest, the gulags.
Oh yeah.
But the gulags didn't happen because the Soviets didn't keep records. So.
All right, let me play some more of this.
Kind of like
Go ahead.
do you know about Chernobyl, right?
Yeah, Chernobyl. Yeah.
Chernobyl. Did you know that there was an event before that?
Did not know
Wasn't
that.
the first nuclear. That wasn't the first nuclear meltdown. There was one before that.
Oh.
And the way they covered it up, there was a map, like Soviet maps, and then the villages nearby, they were erased. They never existed.
That's cold, man.
So it's like, imagine your city, a bomb goes off, and that city never existed. Oh, it's like Raccoon City.
That's cold. That's cold. And I bet you the people that live in those towns were just like deleted from existence.
Yeah.
Because, communism is the answer, right? Communism is the answer. That's another stream idea. Going into that, going deeper. Because whenever we talk about like how capitalism exploits like people for labor, for profit. Well, like what about communism? They always say, oh, communism is the answer for that. But communism does that. I mean, it has to. They do that. They exploit labor for profit. You're not profiting. The government's profiting.
I don't remember who said it, but communists don't love the poor. They hate the rich.
Right.
So it's not like they care about the poor. They just hate the rich.
Right.
Of course, how communism as
Which I guess everyone can agree to some extent, but their solutions are just holy shit. No.
Right.
You mentioned about the far left and the far right, like working together, like the populists or whatever, the moderates.
It's a dream of mine. I want to see it happen.
Communists, I would say that they detect the problems, but they apply the wrong solutions.
I can agree with that. Because I could say too. Yeah, is there a problem in exploiting workers and all that? Sure, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But how do you address that problem without just creating a whole new system? Hold them accountable, I guess. Yeah, you can do that. Maybe stop buying your Starbucks that the coffee beans are, gathered by kids, or stop buying anything that has palm oil in it because kids are used to, gather those seeds or whatever it is that they gather. It's just like I guess you could take a part in boycotting goods, but really people are so comfortable in this plastic existence that they're not going to. They'll keep their iPhone they're tablets that are manufactured, were part of the aid of manufacturing is using child labor to mine precious minerals from the earth. You know?
I think everyone can agree on the family wage, the livable wage thing.
Yeah.
That even if you're someone who's a skillless worker, you know, I hate this fucking line of, oh, this is a skillless, you know, labor. Oh, who cares? But it's still in most cases hard physical labor. You know, 9 to 5 job.
Right.
It's
And,
not,
and
it's not skillful, but it's difficult.
yeah, and that's a whole other topic we can get into on Rent and Chill. I'll table that for now, but it's like, you know, you could have like certain jobs could be for like the teenager in the family, like fast food. That really shouldn't be the career job. I know it ends up being that because, I mean, you see it. I mean, I see it too whenever I go by Burger King. I see, how old is that woman?
There aren't enough jobs.
There aren't enough jobs.
You know, that's my point.
Yeah, and it creates more jobs.
You know, imagine everyone had a college degree or even a trade. You know, most jobs are the skillless jobs.
Yes.
So that's the main population. And these fucking companies, you really think they would go bankrupt if they paid a little more?
No, they wouldn't.
I know. People say minimum wage and shit like that. They would raise the prices. Here's the thing. They will raise the prices not because they need to, but because they can. They want all of it.
It's not about really need there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go a little bit deeper on this documentary. Sorry for the little absence. I had to take care of something. I talked to some people that are concerned about while I was covering USS Liberty.
Mm-hmm. Your handlers.
Mm-hmm.
The Israeli military argued about what should happen next and who should sink the Liberty.
About a what? We don't need more aircraft for the attack. Enough, said the control tower. Let's do something for the Navy to do. Oh, man.
Wow.
I remember thinking, I was in pretty good shape then. I said, I think I could swim it to the shore. And then I thought sharks. And I thought a lot of things, all quickly, you know.
Thought sharks. Didn't think submarines, though, did you?
At 11 minutes past 2, with the Israeli jets running out of ammunition, the pilots were instructed to fly down and confirm the identity of the ship.
Pilot, pay attention. This ship's marking is Charlie Tango Romeo 5. But they already knew this.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
They had to have already known this because they flew over. They're waving back and forth.
It was now 12 minutes past 2, and the Israeli control tower knew for certain this was an American ship.
Knew for certain. I'm willing to bet that they gathered the information. They knew what it was, but maybe they kept certain people in the dark to make this plan go. I don't know. Maybe they just kept some soldiers in the dark on purpose. You know, just attack that ship. Oh, okay. Oh, it's American. Oh, okay. But like the general probably already knew what it was. Someone knew what it was. There's no way.
The same one its forces had first identified at 5:15 a.m. that morning, and then buzzed again during 7 additional reconnaissance flights.
7 additional reconnaissance flights. 7. They knew what it was. That's not an accident, man.
Throughout the day.
Now, the communication between the pilot and the control tower, that happened. So that leads me to believe that some of these pilots did not know what they were shooting at or why they were shooting at it. Exactly.
It's like they were creating, routes for deniability. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
The jets then pulled out, but 3 Israeli Navy motor torpedo boats.
The jets pulled out when they heard that it was American, but the Navy came in and shot torpedoes. 3. Huh. Interesting.
Were already on their
The
way.
Navy to take a piece.
The USS Liberty was a spy ship. In the event of an attack, It was standard procedure for the spies on board to destroy everything, just in case it fell into enemy hands.
Everyone was destroying material. Everyone was stripping information off of computers, ripping computers open, pulling information out.
That must be fun. I mean, I know, okay. The whole event is hell, but okay, I'll take that back. That's not fun. I mean, it's if they weren't being attacked, it'd be like going Office Space on all those computers in there. They're just destroying everything. But no, these guys were in hell. That's fucked up, man.
That's something you just don't want to hear aboard ship. You've done all this work, collected this intelligence and processed it, and now you have to destroy it.
You just didn't want the enemy to get a hold of anything classified.
At 2:35, the Israeli motorboats fired 5 torpedoes.
5 torpedoes.
4 missed, but 1 hit.
The torpedo is taking care of the ship now, says the pilot. Did she fire anti-aircraft guns? No. I don't know. She did not have this ammunition.
It had been over 9 hours since the Israeli military first identified the Liberty. Israeli planes had flown over it repeatedly, and 20 minutes earlier, their control tower had confirmed it yet again.
Wow. Yet, this is all an accident. This is a huge misunderstanding, guys. Bullshit. Bullshit. How do y'all feel about that?
Look at this if you look at this like on a court case basis, like if you were to target someone and then remove any avenues for escape, that shows malicious intent. At that point, you can't say that it was an accident or oopsie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. If this was a court case for a murder, let's say someone targeted someone. Maybe I'll take me, for instance. I live in my house. Let's say I saw somebody the other day. I thought they were a friend, or we're waving. Everything was nice. They seemed friendly. Next thing I know, they come back around. I see them, and they're shooting at the house. I go towards the back door, but the back door is barricaded. It's like, how did that happen? I go to the garage door, and the garage side door is barricaded too. It's like, well, man, what's going on here? It's like
You're in a Saw game.
Yeah, it's like a Saw game. In Jigsaw, my neighbor Jigsaw wants to get off. Says, "Oh, it was an accident. I didn't mean to shoot at your house, even though I shot your dog, I killed your son, your daughter. It was just an accident. I threw napalm in there too. I threw a Molotov cocktail in your house. It was an accident.
It was peaceful.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a little game.
These were peaceful torpedoes.
Torpedoes of peace.
Sounds like a bad song. Love Torpedo.
Love Torpedo.
And also about the court case. I mean, this is the equivalent of the court case taking place behind the closed doors, the media being hush-hush and saying nothing to see here.
Right, because that's what happened. That's clearly what happened here. Man, that's fucked up. That is real fucked up there.
Yeah, and LPJ was so fucking pissed because he was mad that he even had to send the ship to get them.
Because he thought it was going to be over
He blamed
with.
the Soviets. Yeah, he thought that the ship is gonna be one and done, and then he was like, "Fuck, I have to. This can't go on any longer because the plausible deniability cover is gonna be poof."
Fucking LBJ, bastard.
And then the media got what do they call it? Like a gag order. Like a
So much for free press, right? Oh, you can't cover this. You can't talk about this. Nope.
Well, I like the 9/11. Again, this comes back to it because this was like ground zero. Remember there were reports of people like Israelis and agents getting arrested, and some policemen got involved.
Mm-hmm.
That also got hush hush.
I remember
Kind of
that. I remember that. I do.
I think they had one guy on Fox talk about it. That was it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, so I think for now that exhausts this topic. For now, I mean it goes even further.
I got a few more things to say about it.
Oh sure, okay, go ahead. Before I move into fatties, harder into fatties.
No, the Liberty thing.
Okay.
The veterans are still not allowed to hold any conventions officially. They're banned.
Oh really?
Life. Yeah, if they get on any military base, especially the one they like, I guess trained on, they get kicked out, and this has happened multiple times.
Wow.
So it's like spitting in their face of, you know, we love our cops, our military. Basically, Alaska. And
wow, so
yeah,
the survivors
and
of this attack aren't even allowed to go on the military base or to have any sort of convention or even talk about their experience or anything.
You can Google it. I mean, it's not known, but it's not reported on. And yeah.
So what's going to happen with this stream? Man, this stream should be fine.
And a lot of them have been attacked too, like smeared and threatened and shut the fuck up and don't talk about it. And
shit.
We know where your family is. And
do you know any of these survivors? Are they still around? Someone's still around?
Some are still on YouTube, but I think most of them are banned, like 9/11 guys.
Well, maybe I could reach out to them and get them on Rant and Chill to talk about this a little bit more. I don't know. I mean, I know the show is not that big.
Oh, you're gonna get that's a Pandora's box, because then you're gonna associate directly with the glow in the dark.
Well, I mean, like their story needs to be heard. Like, it's fucked up what happened, and they just want to sweep it under the rug, pretend like nothing happened. Everything's fine, guys. That's not fine. No, that was a deliberate attack right there. And it's not anti-Semitic to talk about.
That's what I hate. That's what I hate about modern media. You know, social media, TV. It's all these channels of forbidden history. We're gonna deep dive, and then it's all bullshit. You know, it's like,
talk about
Hitler
aliens.
Really have one testicle?
Right.
Was Hitler gay? Ancient aliens, and shit like that. But not this. But not this. Like this kind of shit is forbidden. And the only reason I even know about it is because of Nick Fuentes.
Right. You know what's really important when you find out what you can't talk about? The stuff you can't talk about, the stuff you're not supposed to talk about, that's the stuff that's really important. Okay.
Yep. That has been my philosophy for a very long time. And it usually gets me into trouble, but also it's very liberating.
When the government doesn't want you to talk about it, you know it's important. You know it's really important.
But it's just not the government, it's everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And all these kosher politicians, and even here we're not allowed to talk about 9/11. Shit like that. It's like, oh, you're a conspiracy cookie.
Right.
You know, go fuck yourself.
And people get roped into that mainstream, the official narrative, because it's easier and it's what you see, surface level. I guess people just believe. But
or what's that saying where it's easier to live a comfortable lie than a harsh truth?
Right. Or ignorance is bliss.
It's depressing, I gotta admit. Knowing this is, I'm not an American, but you know this affects all of us.
Well, that's why I kind of put also a funnier topic and about fatties just being so fat, and trying to say they're healthy at the same time. 300 pounds is the new healthy.
It's a joke. It's all a joke.
Yeah. Anymore, I think the rich elite just want to spit in our face to see if we enjoy it. They just want to. They're laughing at our expense. Watch this. We're gonna convince them the 300-pound land wells are fucking healthy.
Also, Kaiser mentioned about civil war is good for the elite. That is true, but the elite can only see short distance into the future. Like long distance, they don't know. You know, the Bolsheviks in Russia got power, but then Stalin purchased all of them. They didn't see that one coming. But my point about all of this info is that there is a sense of urgency. You know, if me, you, Kaiser, my brother, my family knows about this, then maybe 2 generations down the line, they don't know any about this. They don't even care.
Right.
And that's when it's gone, and that's done and gone. That's done. That's all. That
Man.
battle is lost.
Anything
Imagine
else?
50 years from now, you talk about China, and they will say that's a conspiracy theory.
I mean, you talk about China now. You tell people about the concentration camps, and people think you're crazy. They think you're nonsense, or they'll be like, "Well, what about the camps?" Quote,
Well, yeah, but that's the leftists.
Yeah, and they'll make excuses for it. It's like, why are you making excuses for it? Why are you changing the subject? Like,
As much as I dislike the boomers, the right-wing boomers, I don't believe the left-right thing much, but it's convenient to explain. At least you can, get them to look at something. But I'm telling you, like 50 years from now, I'm gonna be 76, and imagine me ranting about the CCP, and they're gonna be,
shit,
off.
I'll be dead. You said 20 years from now, or 40 years from now?
Yeah, 50.
Yeah.
No, 50.
Yeah.
Oh,
40 years
I'll
from
be in
40 years
our,
from now, I'll be dead. So
There's like a very short window of time you can actually do something about it. Then it's
We'll be
gone.
in our free Medicare mobility scooters.
right.
I mean, think about 9/11. Who really cares about it these days? Like the 9/11 truth.
No one.
It's very
No
few
one.
people.
No one.
To act on that, you had like 2010s, 28, I mean.
Yeah, and some of the truthers, they take information and they go in a totally different direction. It's like, okay, that's weird. But it's like, really, when you should be focusing on, well, we'll get into that in a future episode, the Saudi Israel connection.
Well, Trump also mentioned 9/11. Remember that?
Mhm.
Campaign promise.
Yeah,
I
he
will
did.
release the documents.
He said a lot of
Well,
stuff. He
where
said
are
he'll
they?
lock her up. He said to release that stuff. He said to drain the swamp. None of those things have been done.
I think he's just inexperienced. He doesn't know how many snakes there are in politics.
Right,
You know,
and
if
I
you
think,
thought corporate,
and
if you thought that corporate boardrooms are bad, wait until you get into Washington.
And I see what's going on here this January 6th, the whole March on D.C., the rally thing. And I looked at it this morning. The event looked like one giant grift, one giant milking of the Trump and MAGA just for the last hurrah. That's what it is. It's the last hurrah. It's their cope parade. It's their cope celebration. Maybe later on.
Who did you see there? See anyone specific?
I
heard
saw
Blake the last
Don
one.
Jr. talking. And he just,
Oh. I'm guessing Alex Jones is there.
yeah. Oh, yeah. InfoWars is there. Some InfoWars chick was on a megaphone last night.
Oh, that means Laura Loomer is definitely there.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Fucking Zionist.
So we'll see what happens tonight because nothing really happens during the day. Yeah, at night, that's when, if someone's going to pop off, that's when it's going to be. So we'll see what happens then. But
Well, in a way, today is gonna be a relief for a lot of people, including myself. To be done with this fucking U.S. election bullshit.
right, be done with it.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be depressing.
That the
At least
hysteria.
It's not gonna be a constant thought of, oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna. What did Linwood say? He's gonna
gonna cross the
firing
Rubicon.
squad. What?
This stuff is insane.
phrase.
They're trying to say like Pence was gonna be the
Yeah,
one with the. He's gonna He's gonna challenge the electoral ballots, and he's gonna be the one. I don't know, to have the Hail Mary save, but no.
No, Linwood said that he would have Pence arrested and put before a firing squad.
Really?
Yeah. That's Ramsey Paul had a video on it of Linwood went totally nuts and said, "Oh, Pence gonna be what the fuck is that?
That's
Insurrection
insane.
Act,
That makes
yeah."
no sense. A firing squad.
Pence
For what?
of all people.
For betraying
for,
Trump?
betraying the Republic.
Ah,
Yeah, betraying the Republic,
okay.
Remember,
For
trust
not,
the plan, guys.
standing up or something. As if he could do anything, he can't. He can't.
Right. Trump
House
says,
has
oh,
been
he could do
overridden.
something, and Pence's like, nah. I'm not gonna do that.
Don't you need like House and Senate to agree upon it?
You probably need that. And even,
What-
dude,
I would
honestly,
break down DC.
I don't think at this point Trump is losing so much. Even if Pence wanted to, it's like, yeah, man, you just lost. Just accept you lost, bro. You lost. Okay,
I don't think he should.
you had a good round of Halo for a while, but you lost that match, man. You lost. You lost. There's no coming back.
I don't get why people like Sticks are gonna say, "Oh, vote again in 2024." Like, why?
Yeah. Well, did you see what happened with the? I didn't really follow the Georgia election enough to really know, the people that are even running. Okay,
Warnock won.
yeah, I just saw that they stopped counting the votes, and then like it just, boom, we got a winner.
Sticks,
Oh, okay.
Sticks mentioned that Warnock didn't even disavow communism. So, good luck. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so as far as fat people go, here's the thing: I don't hate fat people. I'm a fat guy myself. I should stop.
Yeah, me too.
I should stop eating Whataburger and fries and soda. I should probably lay off the beer and probably the cigars. But cigars are pretty good. But when they try to push that fat is healthy, and they've been doing this for a while, like the fat acceptance, fat is healthy, but Cosmo has that, I think they have coming out with a mag, I'm not sure, it came out recently, saying that fat is healthy, fat is the new healthy. It's like, come on, man. You can't seriously believe you can convince us that is just acceptable.
Well, the people who want confirmation are gonna buy it. They're like, yay!
Yep.
I knew I
They're
was,
selling confirmation. They're selling hug boxes. Is what they're selling. Everyone else reading that magazine's like, no, that's not true. No, when you're overweight, you're more prone to heart disease, more prone to diabetes. Especially with COVID around. Hell, if you're young, you have a good fighting chance, a pretty good chance of fighting it off and being just fine. But hey, if you're obese, you don't. So look at that.
And this is not your opinion, This is medical fact.
It is
this
medical
is
fact.
fucking. I love science.
All right.
Yeah.
They love science until science hurts their feelings. They love science until their doctor says, okay, your cholesterol is like way too high. Your blood pressure is way too high. You weigh
You're racist.
way too much. It's my thyroid. It's my thyroid. No, it's not your thyroids. Okay. We talked about your thyroid last visit, and you actually gained 150 pounds since then, and it's only like 2 months ago. No, it's not your thyroids. It's the McDonald's. It's the Whataburger. It's the Wendy's. I see, it's horrible. But
It's actually a conspiracy by Big Pharma to put fat people down.
all right. But I saw an article here. Apparently, Tess Holiday. Do you know who she is?
No.
She's a model. But she weighs like... She's a model, apparently, but she weighs... well, she's the one that I had on the screen. Let me go ahead and put her image here back on the screen here real fast.
Oh god, that's her?
That was her. That was Tess Holiday.
What do you mean model? Model of what? What not to do?
A model of what not to do. Yes. She looks like she could be a death fat YouTuber. Like a mukbang YouTuber. Like Chantel or something. Yeah, and here's an image you would like. Here's the back end. Here's her badunkadunk. There you go. There's that big ass. It doesn't even look like an
stream
ass.
has a big delay. Okay, I see. Yeah,
Dude, she looks like what's that purple mascot from McDonald's? She looks like that guy. Fuck, what was his name? Kaiser, do you know? Are you still there?
said something. You need to speak up a bit, or turn the volume on.
Well, I think that reference joke is dead now. Yeah.
Kaiser. Hello? You killed him. I guess we're Tonko now. Yeah, there.
This is
Grimace.
damn thing working out?
Grimace. His name is Grimace.
Yeah, that
Grimace.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yes, that she looks like Grimace. That's what she looks like. Okay. Wow.
I think she could look this decent when she lost weight, though.
If she lost weight, she could. Yes. Yes.
She
And that's a
doesn't have
positive
that
thing.
Ugly fat face.
No, her face is cute-ish. Okay. Like if she, wanted to suck me off, I'd be like, okay, yeah, no problem there. I mean, you look like you'd go hard on that. So shit.
Disavow.
She'll suck the cum right out of you, son. Like it's cream and a Twinkie.
Oh my fucking
Oh, God.
You would die. She's when you find out Tess Holliday is actually a vampire, a cum vampire. She's.
But there are men that would pay to sit on their faces. You could probably do that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't
Unless
hear
she's
you.
already
I couldn't hear you over the BS. Wait, say that again.
There are men who could probably pay her. To sit on their faces.
For her to sit on their face.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, I know face sitting is a thing. I know that's a
Yeah,
thing.
but they pay for it.
Yeah, I've seen face sitting videos. There's some chicks that have a nice ass. Maybe. Hey, I wouldn't. It depends on the chick, though. It depends on the mood. I don't know.
No. There's specifically men who would pay for obese, like morbidly obese women to sit.
Wouldn't that smother
Specifically
them?
fat asses. Yeah.
They could die.
They don't care.
Huh.
Hell, asphyxiation is a thing.
Right? Autoerotic asphyxiation is the thing. Wow. But yeah, they're trying to push this as healthy. Tess Holliday is saying she no longer wants to post pictures of her modeling, of her workouts, because it perpetuates the toxic way we view and treat larger bodies.
Oh, come on.
So, what? So she knows that every time she posts a picture on Instagram, people just make fun of her. She's tired of being the butt of the joke. She goes on saying, my first post of 2021 is literally me ranting, laugh out loud, go figure. Plus size fat bodies are literally used as props and weaponized against us constantly. What? Weaponized?
Then why does she post herself if she knows that's the thing?
Right? Why don't you just lose some... I say lose weight.
Why
I
not
make it
post?
sound so easy. I know it's not. Look, Camp Gladiator's tough on me too. I lost motivation during the holidays. I stopped. Thanksgiving came around. Hey, October, November, December, those are the months where it's like, you know what? Shit, I'm probably not work out for a while.
And especially lockdowns have made people
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it's like you gotta stay motivated. You have to work out and you have to eat too. You have to eat right. You can't it's not just about working out or running. It's also your diet. Like, I hate myself when I had Burger King yesterday and I hated myself. I was like, and in fact, I hated myself so much, I threw up. I was eating some fries and drinking some soda. Also, I felt. It's like, Mr. Deadman, you're a fat fucking faggot, aren't you? Gorging on those fries. Like,
Oh my god.
it's like,
Are you one of those skinny chicks that's like 2 fingers down the throat, like bulimia?
if I was, I'd be much, much skinnier. Okay. I couldn't even
So
fake that.
fucking fat.
And for those, be like, oh, you said a gamer word. I said that towards myself. That's how I see myself at times because I realize I'm a fat ass. But that's the reality. I don't try to convince you that, oh, I'm healthy. Oh, guys, I smoke a cigar every stream. I drink beer and whiskey. I don't eat a trash burger. There's my saving grace, but I'm healthy, guys. No one's going to believe that. Right?
What about people who don't care?
The people
Like,
who
they
don't
know it's
care, that's
unhealthy,
fine.
but-
I mean, if they don't care, they're comfortable, then that's fine. It's the ones that are like, my body's such a wreck. I'm so fat. I'm so unhealthy, but I want to convince everybody else that I'm healthy so that way I can feel good about myself. If I can't, see, if they spent the amount of time trying to convince others on themselves, then maybe they would actually lose weight. But they don't. I guess they gave up. I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, you're that big, it's easier to go, you know what? I'm going to be cool with being fat. But instead of being cool with being fat, you go, because I can't change myself, I'll change those around me. I'll change my world around me.
And the definition of words.
Yes, change the words. Don't be the product of your environment. Have your environment be the product of you, right? That's the mentality. She wants society to change to suit her needs, to comfort her. This is mean, though. This is harsh. What? Come on. You would say the same thing about an addict that constantly has excuses about why he's drinking or taking pills. Okay. Maybe the first time you're nice. The second time, not so nice. Third time, you're like, eat shit, dude. I heard this so many times. Are you really going to quit? Are you going to try to tell me that it's okay to smoke meth and shoot heroin? Or you can tell me that it's okay, that it's not a problem, that you don't have a
Sticks
problem?
will tell you.
Yeah,
Sticks will tell you.
yeah. Well, Sticks will tell you it doesn't matter. Yeah. It does matter.
Well, he was happy that cocaine was decriminalized.
Right? They'll say, oh, it's a victimless crime. It's just affecting them. That's always a
Yeah,
argument,
that's
right?
what he says. Yeah.
But it also
He had the last video he said that weed
Right.
is a victimless crime.
But it does affect others. It affects the family around them. It affects people around them. It affects society around them. If it just affected them, it was a victimless crime. Why are there fucking shitholes growing, expanding with junkies, homeless people just shooting up? This community's just dying, turning into shit. Families disowning them because they gave up on them because the programs that are supposed to help them aren't helping them. They're I don't know.
These people always complain about enabling racism.
Mhm.
Never about enabling drug addiction or being
right.
fat.
Right?
That doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, we're not enabling drugs. We're not enabling alcoholism. We're not enabling fat, unhealthy behavior. We're not enabling that. No problem there, guys. No problem at all.
Also, there's a difference between someone being fat and being conscious and saying, yeah, this sucks, but, whatever, versus someone going, oh my God, I'm so happy.
Mhm.
I can barely breathe. Takes a step up the stairs. I'm
Right.
fine.
If you're
I'm fine. I'm
so
totally
fat to where you can't breathe because your lungs don't have the muscle to push the fat around it, suffocating it, then yeah, you need to lose weight. Like you need to take drastic actions. You can't say you're healthy. I say that for myself. I'm not that fat, but one day I might be.
Oh yeah, you guys have mobility scooters and shit.
I'm working on mine. It's my kid's bicycle.
That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna put a battery, a motor on my kid's bicycle and have it move me around. It already has already has a training wheels on it, so it's great. When I sit on it, my ass cheeks fold around it, form a suction cup around the bike seat. That's not true. Imagine if that was true. Oh man. This is great. This has been a fun rant and chill. USS Liberty wasn't so fun. That was waking
I'll
people
post
up.
something in Discord. Like,
Normally I do this
This
stuff
is a
around
thing.
noon, but I did it early because I thought I wouldn't get that particular call, but I did. So I have to crop out that What were you guys talking about when I was away?
More liberty.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll leave it up.
And also how Alex Jones is a big conspiracy guy, but never talks about 9/11 anymore or USS Liberty ever.
Yeah, he'll go off on Sandy Hook, which Sandy Hook. Look, on the Sandy Hook stuff, I had to, because I got into an argument with someone. I got the police reports; they're all there, and saw the videos, saw the stuff. Dude, clearly a shooting happened there. Clearly, that happened, and the kids did die. Okay, that
and
is,
it also delegitimizes everything else that's
right,
false flag.
right. I mean, the guy was fucking
the Las
crazy.
Vegas. Remember that one?
The Vegas one is very interesting. There's so many components to that one. Like, dude, he had a full fucking arsenal in that hotel room. How did they not know that? What was going on there?
Yeah.
You go so hard on one particular conspiracy, let's say Sandy Hook, that turned out to really be nothing. But it's like you go so hard on it to the point to where it delegitimizes all the others. It's like, okay, well, what about the Vegas one? Oh, well, okay, you're just going on another conspiracy, Alex Jones. He won't talk about 9/11. He won't talk about USS Liberty. He'll talk about lizard people. Everyone will talk about lizard people because what the fuck is a lizard person? Come on now. People want to believe that.
Also, someone in chat says that addiction treatment is a scam. Yeah. You either quit or you don't.
Right.
Pretty much.
I've seen that.
You're pretty much strip feeding someone the same shit, just as a
like methadone treatment. Methadone treatment. That's what they'll put you on. Oh, okay. You have a problem with that? Here, have this substance that you can get from us. You'll be
I have a
addicted
friend
to
from
it.
the Netherlands who promotes weed, and I said, weed can be addictive. The habit of doing it, and he's like, no, it isn't. And then later he says, but I go to a rehabilitation center because I'm
Right.
addicted to weed, and it's very common.
Right. And there's truth to that too. Like actively, if you actively smoke weed every single day, you're going to be addicted in the sense that it is a habit that you have. It's habit forming, and habits are
And you need
hard to
more and
quit.
more. And you need more and more the more you do it.
Right, especially if you're doing it, to get baked all the time. If you want to get level 10 baked all the fucking time, you're going to need more because your body does build up a tolerance.
Yep.
Man. But no, that's lies.
But you can't even. But you can't talk with people like that. Whether it's overweight or, being fat or weed, because they will always pivot away. Like you mentioned, deflect. Oh, what about alcohol or tobacco? Or,
it changes the subject. Like, well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. Okay, don't change the topic. Let's talk about this real fast. Okay, we're not done with it. Don't move yet. Don't pivot yet. I see what you're doing. Yeah. That's something they'll do. And it's a good strategy. If you don't like what someone's talking about, you just change the subject. That's it. Boom.
Also, can you open the?
Oh, that's right. Discord. That's right.
Yeah, the last one. Like if you've gone to that point, get help.
With the chick on the scooter. This is
that's an old picture.
You saw this at your grocery store?
First picture. That's the first picture I ever saw of Americans in Walmart. I thought it was fake.
She can't even fit through the door on the scooter.
It's a really old picture.
Yes.
When I was a kid.
Let me
And think about the doctors that give you that shit. Like, oh, here's a scooter. Isn't that just torture?
Oh man. Let me open this image so people can see it.
That's just mean. That's just so mean, man.
Oh, me?
I mean the picture.
The picture is mean, but the picture. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Look, am I picking on this woman? I don't even know who she is. Am I picking on her? Am I trying to?
No, I'm not talking about you. I mean consciously driving on that scooter, and then people telling, "Oh, it's okay."
Yeah, I think that's the worst part is just being like, oh, it's okay, and you know, we could have a serious talk about what you need to do to change, or we could just pretend that everything's fine and bury it under the rug. Get you a scooter. We have a really big rug. We'll get you a scooter. We won't monitor your diet. See, imagine in America if they did like Medicare for all, and this chick is on it, and everyone has to pay more into it because she's there. No, someone like her. See, if they did a Medicare for all thing, what they would probably do is, hey, if you're unhealthy, you have to pay more into it. You know, which would be.
I mean, the best example of someone like that is Boogie, isn't he?
Yeah, Boogie. Boogie's overweight.
Because he got the surgery.
You got the
instead
surgery.
of like going on a diet, and then he got it all back.
Right, because
And then he blames everyone else.
Because he did change his habits. I mean,
Yeah.
man.
No, he says that it's depression. I'm depressed constantly.
Okay, yeah, and there's people that are skinny that are depressed. So what are they doing that you're not doing, huh? Oh, well, they don't have a thyroid problem. Okay. Or they're not dealing with bullying and harassment. Shut up, Boogie. Yes, they are. Everyone's been on the internet has dealt with bullying and harassment. They just deal with it differently, or they don't even call it that. I'm just like, whatever. Don't let it bother them or whatever, you know? It's like, oh, Boogie's such a tortured soul. He has to eat ho-hos and ding-dongs to the point to where he got skinny because he got the liposurgery, but then he got fat again. Come on.
And he had a girlfriend who was a feeder. You know that thing?
Yeah.
People feed you.
Yeah.
It's a fetish.
That is
It's so fucked up. But also his entire like audience that's still around.
Why
They're
doesn't he
just
just do like a does he do mukbang videos?
I'm not sure. Maybe, probably. Like his entire audience is like symbolic of these people that are like, oh, you're fine. It's not your habits. It's the society and blah blah blah. And you're depressed. And oh, Boogie, we love you. Here's more money. Go, eat some burgers.
All right, yeah. It's like the Ethan Ralph audience. Oh, you're good. Here's some more money for Maker's Mark. But except, wait, they don't. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
There's even a worse picture, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That's the last one I saw. This guy got so fat, fire department had to break him out. They had to, like, I'll try to find the clip. Like, a fire department had to break him out of the house. Oh my god. Let's see if I can find it.
I'm searching my soul for the words. That's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm silent. I'm staring at this photo, at this image from TLC, the Learning Channel. I think this is one they're like probably, they had a series of train wreck, I guess, series or whatever that they would do about people's lives, about addiction and interventions and stuff like that. Wow. This guy, how do you describe it? Objectively, it's like it doesn't even look human.
No,
it looks
doesn't.
like a melting flesh-colored gumdrop. Or no, it looks like gum. After you're done chewing gum and you put it like under the table, you're not supposed to, right? But I know some of you guys do.
Yeah.
It looks like that. It looks like a mound of gum, just large enough to fit on a bed.
How much you want to bet he weighs?
I would say like 800 pounds, maybe even a ton.
700.
700 pounds. Wow. I was over. I lost that bet. That's 700 pounds.
I can send you a clip. It's short.
How do you get that fat?
But yeah, there was one clip where the fire department cut the door open
And
because he can't get out.
like if he has, okay, seriously, if he has a heart attack, how do they? How many guys does it take to get him out of the house? He said the fire department had to come. Like, did they have to send all of the firefighters, even the volunteer? I mean, like, they had to call everybody. Emergency on call. Like, we need all hands on deck, all firefighters and able bodies.
I think they didn't even put him on a stretcher. I may be wrong, but I think they put him on a you know those blankets, very strong. You put them on. And then everyone,
tarps.
Something like that.
Like something you'd use to wrap up a dead animal and before you bury it.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was something.
Oh
like
God! Where does he? He wears a diaper. This is disgusting, man. And he got this way, and we're supposed to pretend that this is healthy. Come on now. You can't even see his dick. That's not even the worst.
Let me ask you this: if the fire department has to get you out of the room to move you, wouldn't that mean you never left the room for years?
People come over to help him. People are buying him food. Someone's buying him food. Someone at the church is buying him food.
That's the key thing. Yeah, that's the key thing. What's the one commonality with all these cases?
People feeding them, helping them, enabling them. Not addressing the problem. Pretending that there is no problem.
Their mummies feed them. All of them.
Man, I think
Like,
this
no
actually...
joke,
Dude, I see how this kind of... How I can make this sort of relate to the USS Liberty thing and wrap this show up in the fact that people pretend like there is no problem. You're not allowed to talk about it, not allowed to really address the problem because it's too mean, gets to the truth, it's uncomfortable. Instead, it's easy to deflect, to gaslight, or just put labels on people, to smear those that are asking questions, smear those that are trying to address the problem, than it is to actually talk about the problem. Wow. Dude, that has to get you enraged. That gets me enraged. This isn't the Dick Show. A rage. What makes you a rage? Is rant and chill. What do you want to rant about? All right. I started early, so I'm going to wrap up here. Got to do some stuff work-wise. Got a lot of assets to handle because it is January 6th, and I am a Fed. So, got to take care of that stuff. Got a list.
Before I go, I have one question, then I'm going to be off.
All right.
I would like to ask. If you had a son that grew to that point, what would you do?
He wouldn't grow to that point. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Let's say,
no, there's
something
no.
happens.
What happened? Did I go to jail and I came back and I found out that my son's like 700 pounds?
Let's say you were separated and you saw him 20 years down the line.
I would think there's no hope for him. I don't know how you would fix that other than taking him out back and going all old Yeller on him. Cause, dude, what do you do? How long of a water salad diet does it take to lose 700 pounds?
Well, man, at least you have good fertilizer.
Right? At that point, I would seriously, I would have to do that. I would have to just put him down out of his own misery. It would just,
well,
you wouldn't hear about it. No one,
see...
It'd be framed like an accident. I'll do what Israel did to USS Liberty. It'll be like it's all an accident.
If we ever see an orange tree that's suspiciously healthy in your backyard, this was good.
This was fun.
Talking.
All right, Rent and Chill, guys. If you made it this far, press the like button, share, subscribe. Definitely do that part because I guarantee you this stream is not going to be recommended to anybody.